2nd chapter, 7th verse. And the Lord served, and the people served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of the Lord that he did for Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath, and in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of Gilgash. And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers. And there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Lord, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and served Baal. And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger. Y'all say that. Provoke the Lord to anger. Now, you don't want the Lord to be angry. You don't want to make him angry, especially on the day when the weather storms is coming around this way, severe storms. You don't want God angry at you. So now, and they forsook the Lord and served Baal and Ashtoreth, and the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Now, you may be seated. The message that I want to talk about is this generation that knows not the Lord. Now, this message is important because it is an attempt to open up your minds to a possibility that might occur if we aren't prepared to change the direction that we or our people are going in. My generation witnessed the end of an era of disrespect to us as a people when we was dealing with open racism in this great nation. So we as parents didn't want our children to be treated like our parents was. So we rushed into our newfound freedom, forgetting the struggles of the church and men of God who fought for civil rights with the dream of one day getting human rights. The church was the center of family life. It was the strongest institution inside of the African American community. And we enjoyed being there. We enjoyed being there because there wasn't too many other places that we could go. Out of the church came some of your most popular entertainers. Out of the church came some of the world's most renowned actors and actresses. In the church we had a dignity. It was different. We didn't have iPhones and iPads. We didn't have cell phones, big screen TVs. But we had pride. And we knew that people wasn't treating us right because we had religious leaders who read the Word of God and knew that racism was wrong. It was a time when we looked like we wanted respect. We looked like we cared about what direction our life was going in. We didn't wear Gucci and Nikes and all that mess. We wore suits and ties and we marched. We marched and we told the powers that be of this nation that we are God's people and we have a right to be productive. We had a right to go in a restaurant and sit down. We had a right to be business people. We had a right for education. Times have changed in just 60 years. Where the church is the last place even church folks want to be. And when our generation die out, if God doesn't change our ways of thinking, churches all over the country will be closing. Many of them are closing now. And as I said, a lot of pastors are ready to retire because the people are not listening. The people are not listening. We have dropped our standards as a Christian society. And expect God to accept our way of thinking as law. Without really obeying the laws of God, we are trying to change them. We got some nerve. Amen. Our young ladies walk around half naked. Our young men won't even keep their pants on. We are a slowly degenerating society. And God is not pleased. Amen. You can tell by the weather. Yeah. You can tell by the poverty. And you can tell by the lack of compassion that's in this world today. Amen. I was looking at TV this week and I was looking at this picture called Scandal. And I saw two old homosexuals kissing each other. And I thought to myself, have we become this type of generation of people? That what God says doesn't even make a difference. We got in our mind that if everybody accepted that it's right. When God says it is an abomination. And so now many people try to blame God for the bad choices that they make in their lives. Instead of serving their true purpose in life, they make choices, bad choices, then hold God and the church accountable for them. Yeah. Then we do things to anger God and expect Him not to get angry because He is God. We got some nerve. We got some nerve. A little bit over 65 years ago, we was begging for some respect. Now you have an opportunity to earn respect, and you don't want respect because it's fashionable to even disrespect yourself. I hear a generation of young women calling themselves bees. I see a generation of young men that think that they can be successful in life by walking around showing their butt. Pattern a lifestyle of people that's doomed for failure. And the thing about Satan, Satan makes some people rich just to keep you fooled. Because you don't remember them struggles. You don't remember them struggles. You don't remember what people had to go through to get you to right. To even sit down in a church. It used to be a time you couldn't sit up in a church. Somebody would come along and bomb it because you was black and was in it. Amen. You don't remember that because you never saw it. In other words, you are that generation that don't remember what the Lord has done for us. And when my generation die out, you don't change your way of thinking, the church will be closed. Amen. That is what is meant when he said that all the Joshua generation died out. All of them died out. All the elders died out. And then the new people came in. Young folks came in, grew up, turned up, and forgot about God. got to worshiping the God that their slave master put over them. Got to worshiping Baal and Ashtoreth. Ashtoreth was a goddess of reproduction, of fertility. They used to worship her by having orgies even in the temples. And young ladies, when you walk around in God's house and you walk around wearing these short dresses and these tight pants, you are worshiping not the God of Abraham, you're worshiping the God or goddess known as Baal and Ashtoreth. And don't even know it. And don't even know it because you just think, well, this is just a fashion. Every fashion is not a fashion for God's people. Amen. Young men, when you walk around trying, you can't find a belt, your pants got to hang down, and you telling the world that this is my drawers, you are worshiping Baal. God has nothing to do with you. You're that generation that know not the Lord. Because you don't know, you don't remember the struggles. And when my generation stopped telling you, when we all die out, you just might end up back where men of God marched to get you from. Your slave master might put you back in slavery. Because you anger God. That's how people end up in slavery. Angering God. Just won't do right. Just won't hear His word. Just won't live right. Just got their own way. Following the design and ways of people that are against God. And God get tired. Now imagine that you created a person. Put yourself in God's choosing. Imagine that you created a person and put him in and put in them all things that he needed to be productive. You put in him everything that he needs. Because he or she don't realize the purpose and potential God has in them, they're lost. And I'm on you, and I'm on you all in particular because you're the next generation of men, and I already see what the other generation is about. Amen. And I'm looking for a better day. You're going to hear this, you're going to understand this word today. Imagine God creating you and putting all kind of possibilities and potential in you. Amen. But you don't realize it because you want to hold to the fashion and styles of everybody that's going nowhere. Right. God, He does that. He creates people. He put potential in them. Inside of you young ladies is potential for becoming a woman. A woman that demands respect when they walk in the room. A woman that has to bow down to nobody because He has put the potential in you to be successful. Inside you little boys is the potential to become a man. Not a beggar, but a man that can succeed in anything you do. God has put that potential in you. Inside that baby back there is the potential for becoming a woman. God does that. He creates you, He put the potential in you, and then He tells you to figure it out. Just like the apple. He put the seed inside the apple, but the seed has the potential to become a tree. That's the way God works. Every morning I wake up with purpose and potential. He's not through with me yet. I have achieved and accomplished a lot of things. Have went through a lot of struggles. have fought a lot of battles and was successful, but there's still potential in me to do more. So what gives your generation a right to come back up here and say there is no God?
Right.
What gives your generation the right to say I don't believe in God? Because when you say you don't believe in God, that means you don't believe in yourself. Because if God didn't exist, you wouldn't exist.
Amen. Amen.
Satan want to blind you. He want to keep you confused. He don't want you reaching your full potential. Because you just might have the cure to cancer. Hidden inside one of you. If you grow up to become a doctor, if you grow up to become a scientist, if you come up to grow up something besides what you've been seeing and witnessing all your life, failure, because people refuse to obey God.
Yeah.
Your potential. Your potential. Nobody has a right to tell you you're a failure.
Right.
They are not your God. Nobody has a right to give you the desire to walk around with your pants down. Nobody has that right to make a fashion like that and keep you from reaching your full potential. And the people that started that is locked up somewhere, can't even go to the gate and come out. In prison. But it seems like that young generation just want to lock to everything that's negative. Everything that's negative. That's what you want to watch. That's what you enjoy. That's fun. Failure is not fun. Slavery is not fun. The poorest person in the world is the person that wake up and don't have a purpose.
Yeah.
Wake up and don't have hope. In closing, I pray that you all are listening and that you would turn your life around and turn your desires around. And start thinking about your future in Christ. Because He paid that price. Jesus didn't have to die. And for a while, I kind of doubted Him too. Till I had my Damascus experience. I had an experience like Paul when I was laying out there in that hospital, about to die. That's when I found out for sure, that Jesus was real. Now look at your generation. And I see where my work is not finished yet.
Yeah.
It's not finished yet because you got to learn and believe in God. You got to learn of God and you got to believe in God. Because here's the thing, that whosoever believe in Him should not perish. This is what Jesus came and said in John 3:15. If you believe in my Father, you will not perish. If you believe in me, you will not perish. And what do the word perish mean? That means die.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get up out of here. But you got to get to the next phase. You didn't die before. You done died before. That's why when you come to the birth channel, you just crying because you done left the place that you thought was secure. You left your mother's womb. That was a form of death. And just like you can't remember being in the womb now, when you go through death's door, you're not going to remember being here because you're going to be into eternity. What you are made from, the source that you made from, it goes back to being a source. And that's why God walked around, he said, let the water bring forth fish. Water is a source. That's why fishes swim. It says let the birds come out the air. And that's why they fly. But then when he came to make it, he said, now let us make man in our image. So therefore, he is our source. And for us to try to live life without God is like a bird trying to fly without air. It's like a fish trying to swim without water.
Right. Amen.
You must have God in your life if you want to be successful and reach your potential. He's all up in here. I never thought that I would see that generation who did not know God.
Amen.
I never thought I would even see people who didn't value a relationship with their Creator. Devil got you so full you don't even think about that. Where did I come from? How did I get here? It goes beyond your mothers and fathers. They were just a source. Why would you even adopt the existence of God? Why would you let anybody put that in your mind? Why would you be so foolish? And then the final statement, well, I don't want to go to church because church tries to control you. That's not true. That ain't what Jesus said. Jesus said, I come to set the captives free.
Amen.
Society tries to control you. Satan tries to control you. In Jesus, you're free to reach your potential.
Amen.
In God, you can do all things through Christ
Amen.
that strengthen you. He come to set you free. Religion ain't trying to control nobody. God's form of government wasn't even, it was self-government. God didn't want you to go and vote for no president. It was your choice.
Right.
God wanted you, he said, look, every tree in the garden you can eat of, except the tree in the midst of the garden. That's what God told Adam. In other words, God gave Adam self-government. If Adam had to govern himself and not ate off that tree, then all this mess we dealing with wouldn't have happened.
Right.
So as I end this, when I die, and I will die, I have already lived longer than I got left. And these words gonna come back and haunt you.
Amen.
When I die, don't be that generation that know not God.
Right. Amen.
Because as I look at how the world is going, I see where you're gonna need Him. You're gonna need Him. And don't ever try to raise your children not knowing the Lord when you start heaven. Why carry something 9 months and give it to the devil?